How Long Gone? Coming at you live. It's a muggy Thursday afternoon in New York. Jason, I just rushed back from JFK, and it feels good to be home, I got to say.
Welcome back to America. Did you have fun in Copenhagen, though?
I did. I finally got that prime weather that people keep talking about, so I was able to, ride my bike all over town. But there was an interesting development that I wanted to talk about that surprised me, and I know will surprise you. So Larry from Throwing Fits was in town, and I knew he had been working out. And I was like, all right, bro, let's go to the gym. I go to this gym, Sporting Health Club. It's down the street from the hotel. I'll do whatever workout you want to do. And
nuts, meat, table.
I went to the gym with Larry every day, and Larry's putting up plates. I want to go on record and say that I haven't been lifting heavy like that, and Larry was lifting heavy, and I was impressed. And I just wanted to give him the credit he deserves for that.
You know, I have noticed that he is looking good in photos.
He looks
Instagram.
great. I mean, he was obviously wearing insane clothes to the gym. You know what I mean? Compared to my sort of all black Nike, the Throwing Fits camo shorts. Or whatever. There's some sort of loud print.
He was wearing some crazy workout gear. You didn't like it?
No, I did like it. It's just it's very different than what I would do. You know what I mean?
Opposites attract.
Opposites attract. But I was impressed. I'm sore from these workouts, and I think it may have encouraged me to go back to a more classic bodybuilder, push pull leg split that I had foregone for something a little more modern.
Okay, so you were sleeping on the fundamental classics, and you were doing some 2-minute like calisthenic stuff, just weird different stuff, or
I just wasn't
you're keeping your eye off the target, which is plate stacking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that what it is I forget when you work out with someone, especially when it's a podcast rival, you can't let him shame you that much. You know what I mean? Like, you can't let him outlift you like crazy.
It's a Jordan Bird scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In the weight room.
But
I just hope that you guys didn't have such podcast competition in the weight room that one of you may, exert yourself too much to the point of injury. I just don't want you to pull something on behalf of podcast.
No, I'd be upset if he had a hernia or something. You know what I mean? Just that would affect the output.
You wouldn't be able to go on. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would crush me too much.
But so you're saying you've been doing some little bitch ass movements for a while now, and now you've got. What you were just doing some regular old squatting, bench pressing.
Yeah, I just kind of I was doing a lot. Yeah, I was doing regular stuff at like a medium weight. I wasn't going crazy. I was doing a lot of interval sprints and my uphill walk and all that stuff. And now I'm like, fuck, man, it feels good to be sore as hell. It feels good to be like my delts hurt.
Pause.
You know what I mean? Feels good.
Okay.
Feels good.
Okay.
But I also
congrats.
Sometimes you just need to be reintroduced to things from an unlikely source, and that's what happened.
That's why I always keep an open mind.
I know you do.
In the weight room.
I know you do. I also was able to. I went to the opening night of Frederick's new restaurant called Daphne, and I think it falls into our qualification of great regular restaurant.
Top regular restaurants.
They had a chicken. They had some jerk lamb chops. They had a full turbot. Some French fries, but the thing I wanted to talk to you about...
Jerk lamb chops, I don't know if that's fitting into regular restaurant category, but, calling it out.
I'm just saying it's a lamb chop. I know the sauce makes it freaky, but you know what I mean? Overall, lamb chop is like a fucking Cro-Magnon man food, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But what I wanted to tell you about and what I wanted to ask you is there's also sort of like almost a just high-end sushi style sashimi plate as an appetizer. It really stuck out to me as something more restaurants should do when they don't lean that way normally.
So it was something between the hamachi crudo and a sashimi plate that you would get at a sushi restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. It looked the cut of the fish.
This was a main or a side?
This was a starter, I would say. I think that's the category it fell into. But it had there was a kingfish, a salmon, and 2 kinds of tuna. And I was just like, man, this is a nice way to start a meal.
It does. Yeah, I'm looking at the menu right now. It looks like it changes all the time because the mussel tartine with yuzu kosho grilled peppers is $85. I don't think that's dollars.
No, it's not dollars. I don't think so. Okay. I don't think it's dollars. That's the beauty of going to Denmark is that the numbers look so different that you're not even considering price. You can't even begin.
Oh, I'm seeing this. Okay, it's in the stars. Seafood cocktail with
Yeah.
akami and otoro tuna.
Yeah.
Hiramasa, Icelandic scallop, trout, and fermented horseradish.
Quite good.
Yummy,
Quite good.
yummy.
But I just,
Okay.
I guess, is that quality of fish, is that like, that's not hard to get for any restaurant. It's just like an aesthetic choice to put something like that on the menu.
I think nowadays, if you're a regular real restaurant, you have people who know about fish, you should be able to acquire that.
You can.
As long as you have the money.
Sure, of course.
Much easier to acquire than some gooseberries and nasturtium to go with the burrata.
Of course, yes, of course. Those gooseberries, I usually pick them myself, so I don't even really know how people get those.
As you should. I mean, over there, they grow like weeds in Copenhagen.
I don't know how to get those.
Who wants a gooseberry? Nobody.
I don't even know what a gooseberry looks like or tastes like if I'm keeping it a buck.
Keep it that way, brother. The cast iron chicken sounds like, yeah, this is a good podcast. I just read a menu. Honestly, people would like that.
It was a great restaurant. I was really happy. And it was like the first day and it was like pretty on. You know what I mean? Like they'd had a couple warm-ups, but like it was first night is usually people say to avoid.
Hey, tell me about it. I went to a friends and family for Lucky's last weekend, and then I'm going to a friends and family for a restaurant called Mistral, which is our friend Jonah from Greekman's and Friedman's.
Oh, Big Jonah back on the scene. Let's go.
It's like an old French bistro in the valley that him and his team took over, and they're sort of rejudging it to be more modern and
What's
cool.
it called? Say the name. Spell the name.
It's Mistral. Mistral.
Oh, okay.
Like mistrial
Okay, got it.
without the I guess.
I don't know nothing about that. I get my clients' convictions, but I know what you're saying. I know what you
A
mean.
mistral is a strong, cold, dry north or northwesterly wind that blows from south of France through the Rhone Valley and into the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay. Wow, we're learning.
I didn't know that shit at all.
No, I definitely didn't know that.
The Provençal meaning of quote unquote a dominant wind.
Oh, damn. Okay. Little Jonah, little freak. I see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, let's play master and servant as it pretends to wind.
But I wanted to talk about you because you kind of let us know in the group chat that it's a nuts hang weekend for TJ because you got the crib to yourself. So
Krisnib to myself, Carolyn. She's on location, working a job out of town, out of state. She's a couple time zones over, so you know.
So let me ask you.
But in terms of the nut hangery, like I was saying yesterday, all that means is I could watch whatever I want on TV, no problem. But the problem was I watched on Peacock 5-Star Weekend because Lily Marlotta and 11 other lesbians told me to watch it.
That's the show with Chloe Sev in it as like a regular chick with her friends. I've heard everybody says it's great.
I mean, great is a strong word. Yeah, Jennifer Gardner, Chloe Sev, who else? Regina Hall. It's basically 5 different women go to a house in Nantucket.
Yeah.
Jennifer Gardner's husband is dead, and now she fucking.
Oh.
And I need all my sisters with me to help me, fuck the local guys in Nantucket.
Okay.
Timothy Oliphant drives a vintage Ford Bronco. He's a Silver Fox Zaddy. And then Gemma Chan plays a Asian woman who was fucking her husband before he died.
Oh, okay.
And that's a spoiler alert for all the people who haven't checked out the 5-Star Weekend.
Okay, I think a lot of people that listen to How Long Gone have checked out 5-Star Weekend because I'm seeing people talking about it like they should just do this every year in a different place. Like it's Nantucket, then it's Cape Cod, then it's Laguna Beach. You know what I mean? It could work. It could work anywhere, and you add some.
It is shoveling up the slop that everyone wants, but it also, when people complain about TV shows and like movie executives say like you have to say the name of the film 3 times within the first 90 seconds.
Yes.
There has to be XYZ, and you have to keep reminding people that they're watching a movie and what it is. There's a lot of that in this one where it's sort of reverse engineered to be scrolling reels while you're checking it out because it's very much like Jennifer Gardner just did a thing, and then there's a moment where the camera sweeps around like Love Island, and then it's her narrating what just happened. Mm-hmm. And that's job well done. I've got all of my things lined up now, and I'm ready for for the next scene.
Is it like horny housewife vibes, or is it like more?
Yes.
Like I'm trying. Okay. I didn't know how.
It's like it's sort of like if HBO's Girls was about like 5 very regular people. And they were all 50.
Sure. There's no like Williamsburg element. It's just.
I guess 50 is not right. They're all ranging from 36 to 47.
Thank you. Put some respect.
However, I don't know how old Chloe is.
I think Chloe's probably. I think she might be
50.
She might be 50. Yeah, she might have turned 50.
51. Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
We still love you, baby.
I gotta watch that. I should have downloaded that for that fucking annoying ass flight. God damn it.
Yeah, download, you fucking idiot. You always mess it up, and I'm sure if you're always messing everything up, and I'm sure if you are listening to this episode because you recognize the name of our guest, you have probably, either way, you have strong thoughts about the 5-star weekend, positive or negative.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I haven't seen negative because of my algorithm would never be negative towards a program that you just described. That's kind of my.
The kid gloves are on, and they are, double bagged, to use a condom word.
Thank you for that. Thank you
when they're servicing you.
Thank you. All right, so your nut hanging means going to a friends and family of a French restaurant. And then
watching a show that I would watch with my wife. 0 things have changed, to be clear.
Okay.
Like I was saying before, we had a call earlier for our special event that's happening in New York, September 15th. But I did set up a little battle station home office desk in the dining room.
Okay.
I brought in the chair just so I have a few different options. I like a little standing desk. I'm standing right now, but then of course, later on I could be seated.
Yeah, wow.
Changed.
The variety is crazy.
But before I would be seated on the couch with the laptop, and now it's a table and chair.
And chair
I'm sort of like constantly evolving.
I see that. I either need to be in bed or at a table and chair. The couch doesn't really work for me. It forces me to twist my body in a way that's uncomfortable.
And I'm wondering if that's happening to me as well. So I'm giving a chair a try.
Good for you. I'm glad to see you evolve. It's important.
Desk maxing while I work from home.
It's important for all of us. Before we get into our guest today, I forgot to mention this ice cream that I had because I also wanted to tell you about this. It's called
Lock the Gate, Stop the Presses. Chris had a new ice cream.
It's like soft ice. Basically, you order a cone in Denmark and then you get a top of soft ice, which they basically just put the best soft serve you've ever had on top of the scoop of ice cream in the cone. So it's like a scoop of chocolate ice cream in the homemade waffle cone, and then on top of it is this it's soft serve, but it's got a thicker consistency, a little creamier that goes on top. So it would be like if you ordered 2 scoops, that would be indulgent. So 1 scoop with the topper, and you're getting like a free extra scoop.
Okay, so you get a regular sugar cone or whatever, waffle cone, sugar cone, ice cream cone. You put a single scoop of regular ice cream, and then on top of it, it wears a hat of soft serve that comes out of a machine, and then from there,
that's right.
Whatever you want to dip it in chocolate or top it in matcha crystals or goji berries or something.
But I went there because they were all talking about it. I was like, all right, let's go. Like Louise Chen was telling me about it.
Sounds cool.
And then I was like, how good could it be? And then I went and I was like, oh, this is really fucking good. It does have it looks exactly like soft serve.
It's an ice cream with an ice cream center.
Exactly. The only thing I will say is it's impossible because of the construction to eat it where you're getting both flavors. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
true. You want to mix the mashed potatoes and the gravy?
True. Well, in this case, I mean, I guess if you'd got it in a cup like a pussy, you would do that. But obviously, cones are the superior way to ingest ice cream.
You got to cone out. I know. I always eat half the cone, throw the rest away to stay being an alpha baller.
I wish I had that power. I wish I could leave.
My enemies finish the whole cone. Fat fucks.
That's me, bro. I finished that. I put the tip in my mouth and I bite down. Okay, we ain't leaving nothing. All right, yeah, we do have a guest today. And we recorded this a little earlier in the week just because of scheduling issues. But Collier Schorr is a photographer that you guys all probably know. There's a new book. Do you have it in front of you? I don't have it in front of me.
It's called Writing a Letter, Akerman Ballet, Act 1.
Yeah, so obviously we talked about this book. where Collier danced for her own pictures, which is always interesting to unpack. But we got into all of it. Really, it was a real smorgasbord. Great guest.
Collier's a great guest. She's up for anything, down to chat about whatever and everything in between. Really good episode.
Gray head of hair. Save the date, September 15th. If you're in New York City, we'll be announcing that next week. And thank you for listening. HowLongGone.com is the website.
Thanks, mate.
Unless you hollow it out like a girl.
Okay, so I just popped in. I was grabbing my headphones. So we're talking about hollowing out bagels like a girl, and I heard the word herring.
Well, Collier and I were talking about, because I'm in Copenhagen, and we were talking about Stockholm, and then we were talking about herring. And she was talking about a time that she had a show in Stockholm and went to a party, and they had a sort of grand display of herring every way you could have it, and how that wasn't super appetizing, and how she enjoys herring. What did you say? What did you enjoy at Russ and Daughters?
Well, it's not that I enjoy herring more than anything else at Russ and Daughters, but
Nobody does.
when pressed to have it, I would take it, with sour cream and onions.
Okay.
Just like the pickled herring, a little sour cream and onions on top, and you just eat it with a spoon.
It's been a while. I might go with a fork.
Well, I was...
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was like a bread like vessel, you know what I mean, that you smear the herring.
Yeah,
on.
that's what I was
No,
going to...
it's a side dish.
A spoonful of herring.
Okay.
I need a delivery system.
It's kind of Jewish potato salad, Jewish coleslaw kind of thing. I mean, I took one of those gut microbiome tests where you do a little pinprick of your blood, a little pee test, and a small little key bump of your stool, and you mail it in, and then a month later they tell you that herring is one of your superfoods. And I tried to eat herring for about 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
I gave up.
I think we've taken it as far as it can go. And you personally have.
We have.
What is your... If you're at...
Nice to meet you, by the way. Thank you for doing
Nice to meet
the
you.
podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was fascinated to think of what you might talk to me about, but now I see I can talk to anyone. So
Well,
Yes.
that makes three of us. Okay, I'm not. This isn't a challenge necessarily, but let's see who comes out on top in the end.
yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay. So I was looking at the book yesterday, and I was reading the foreword, and a lot of the images are very striking, and I enjoyed them a lot. There's talk about the gaze, Gaze, not Gays.
Right.
The lesbian gaze, the male gaze, several other gazes. And it seems like we want to believe that the lesbian gaze is the most complex and interesting. Do you think that's true?
No, I just think it's the most underrepresented. So it's just less familiar to you.
It is. I agree with that.
For multiple reasons, you would be more interested in the lesbian gaze than the gay male gaze.
Hey! Pump your brakes. Pump the brakes. You don't look. We just met.
Primarily because you've been exposed to it for so long.
That's true.
It's very familiar.
Because I enjoy the breasts of a woman more than the breasts of a man.
I just think that, anything new has got to be like slightly more compelling, at least in the get-go.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
when you are a lesbian and you have a gaze and you've been gazing for so long, you kind of forget about it. You're just like, my gaze is the gaze.
Yeah, there's comfort in the gaze.
Yeah. And now that it's a career, it's kind of like I feel like I'm an enabler.
Yeah.
I'm enabling you to take the position of a woman gazing at another woman, and how that might change what you see.
And that's an example of an enabler in a positive, good way
Yes.
versus, that word gets, it could be an enabler in a Bruce Weber kind of way. You know what I mean?
It gets thrown around.
Or it could be an enabler in an Al-Anon kind of way.
Yeah, sure. A more severe.
Guilty!
That's worse than let me get you out of that shirt, I would say, overall. Just based on my drug
Right.
use.
Did you notice my shirt?
I know that you...
It takes brass balls to wear a shirt with your own name on it. I'd like to hear more about it.
That's what I thought. I thought Well, I've had this shirt for, at least 3 years. And of course I can't wear it.
So are you just gonna breeze past the fact that Idea manufactures hats with your name on it and sells them to people?
Yeah, I can't wear the hat. I can't wear the shirt. But I thought I would wear the shirt as a conversation piece in case, we didn't have anything to talk about. I wore the hat once in Paris, and I wore it to a store called The Broken Arm, and a salesman said, "Oh, what's it like to wear a hat with your own name?" And I said, "Terrible." And I took it off and never wore it since. I thought I could get away with it in Paris, but I couldn't.
I think I disagree. I think you're one of the only people that can wear it. I think that's what's so cool about it. I feel like it could be a very selfish.
But also, you could have gone to the Aldi or the petrol station. Nobody would have recognized you, but you had to go to the Broken Arm, huh?
Of course.
Yeah. When you're going to buy new Prada, that's your fault. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on you.
I
That's
think
on you.
clearly I wanted to be recognized in a safe context.
Sure. Well, this podcast is a very safe space to wear your own merch. We only celebrate it.
Great.
Well, how often do you see somebody wearing the hat or I feel like I've seen the hat more than the T-shirt over the years.
The T-shirt was a limited edition. I don't know that I've seen. I don't know that I've seen. I've seen it on Instagram because it's a huge product in Korea, in South Korea. So I get tagged by Koreans who have the hat.
Are you popping in Korea? Is Idea Books popping in Korea? All of the above?
It's not even. It's just the hat. There's a magical quality about Collier, spelled like Coca-Cola. I don't know it's a sweet spot. It's a very good-looking hat. I myself look good in the hat, but can't wear it out.
And you don't get any percentage of the sales for this, just to be clear.
I get no percentage. I just like every couple of years say, write David at ID, and I say, send me some more hats. But I will tell you, I was in a jam once because I did a campaign for Louis Vuitton. And as a little gift at the end of the 2 raucous days, Nicolas Guesquière gave me a little bag, a present. And I took that upstairs to my hotel room because we were actually shooting at the Bristol Hotel. And I opened it and it was the Collier hat. And I think he thought it was a coincidence.
Oh, I thought that was just a joke.
Great gift, and then you just took the hat out of the box and threw it on the pile of all the other Collier hats you have?
He just thought, oh my God, look at this hat. It has Collier's name. She's going to love it.
Really sweet gift.
He gifted it to me because he thought I would like it. And then I had to tell him, oh my God, thank you so much for the hat. Just so you know, it's a collaboration.
I approved this message years ago, and it's been manufactured countless times.
Yeah, it was actually a tender moment.
And he said, that's why I pay you the big bucks, Collier. God damn it.
Yeah.
I like that the creative director of Louis Vuitton is not aware of that existing. That's what I like the most.
It was just a surprise. I mean, you realize like how many times think about it. How many times you should know a thing and you don't know it. And it makes you feel like a brand new baby. It makes you feel innocent in the world.
That's a positive way to spin, I guess.
No, I think it's just there's so much stuff now that it's pretty tough to keep up, even in our preferred interest areas.
Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is baby.
Just yesterday, an art director in Paris that I've worked with, who's a friend, sent me someone had posted a quote. And they sent it to me. I read the quote. I said, I really like this too. And then I saw it posted again. I realized that I had said that.
Okay.
I honestly just did not.
I feel like this only happens to like you and Lil Wayne, but because he smoked so much, he forgot he said it. What's your excuse?
I don't smoke at all. I just quote so much.
You're just saying you have so many bars that you couldn't possibly remember your entire catalog.
And that was a very Jay-Z like response, I will say.
Yeah, I'm like a Jeopardy category.
Okay.
Quotable quotables.
Potent potables, quoting quotables.
Yes. Yeah. So I did have to laugh. I thought, well, either I'm incredibly unoriginal or I have dementia.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both.
Or you just have a good level of healthy confidence. Hey, that shit sounds good. Sounds like something I would say. Oh, I did say it. Got it. Okay, cool. Sounds about right. It'd be weird if I didn't say something so epic.
I just had to write back and say, wow, I didn't mean to just pat myself on the back.
Collier has done it again.
It was a gaze thing, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. It all goes back to the gays, it sounds like, based on what you've said so far.
Yeah, so have you tried, as you have the lesbian gaze on a lockdown, you've got a good position of it. We have the straight male gaze on a lockdown a little bit. Are you trying to expand to other demographics, other gazes?
I think that the thing, honestly, is I had the gay male gaze from 18 to 30 because I was so inspired by gay male artists and art, and that was the stuff that I was exposed to anyway. That was the stuff in 1981. We had way more of that kind of thing.
Can I ask, were you discovering this yourself, or was someone helping you?
I think it's chance and serendipity. I went to Kmart in New Jersey in I'm trying to think when I was driving, maybe 1978. And in the dollar bin, there was a Tom Robinson album called Glad to Be Gay with a Fist. This was before I was technically gay, but I was drawn. So I got the album and there were liner notes. And in the liner notes, they had all these amazing Indigenous peoples hotline, suicide hotline. It had gay recommendations. And one was a James Baldwin book, Giovanni's Room. And I immediately went to the library and got that book, happy that it was there. And so I think that began the path of kind of learning about homosexuality from men, maybe learning about men from homosexuals.
Well, we talk all the time on this show about the importance of liner notes and how you would discover things. That was like the only way to discover things in a different time period.
I'm surprised something like that got through into Kmart in the 70s.
Yeah.
Even Kmart now.
I can't fathom it. It's crazy. It's just like one of those things. Like, I think there's been a couple of things for me where it's like, the Virgin Mary crying tears. You're just like, this is a miracle. I don't know how that shit works, but, it's partially like my whole mantra of working has been to put my images out into the world because there weren't enough for me. And I really sucked down every scrap of what was available at the time. So if it was like Calvin Klein advertising, that was something, right? And so it is great to put the messages in the bottles. And now there's such great carriers for that.
Oh yeah.
Some serious stuff here.
No, I mean, I honestly, I'm like Jason. I am stunned that was in Kmart, because then when you find something like that in Kmart, it feels extra special. It feels more powerful, because it's like, this shouldn't be here.
Yes. And I got a pin. I think I mailed away and I got a Tom Robinson Glad to Be Gay pin with a fist, and I wore it to high school. And I remember some kid saying to me, "Oh, someone could think you're gay." And I said, "Oh, I know, it's so
that would
funny,
be crazy."
Little did they know. And then you get the little a few moments later, we all realized. Yeah. But I went, there's gladtobegay.net. The website is still up and running. The pink fist is there, and you can get some nice guitar tabs, if you want to learn some of those
really
gay songs. And there's a really good yellow pin that says Glad to Be Gay in red letters. I think would be a nice eBay find for some New Jersey gay ephemera collectors.
Yes.
I can see you have some ephemera behind you.
Yeah. I've got a baseball jersey. I threw out a pitch at a Cubs game last summer. I've got my Pet Shop Boys poster to sort of, that's my conversation starter. Usually we tell people if somebody brings it up, it's going to be a good episode. Brandon Flowers from The Killers was the last person to bring it up, and now maybe you.
I really enjoyed the Pet Shop Boys and was actually asked to photograph them recently. And I don't think I can do it, but I imagine the conversation would be really fun.
Can't you move something around and do it, or is it? It's,
it requires getting on a plane.
I was going to say it probably doesn't. I'm going to say the pay is probably not great, just based on the context clues.
Well, if there was pay, obviously I would go.
That's what I. That's what
you
I
said money. Okay, so do you were you more were you more prone to hop on a plane when you were younger, and you've reduced it as you've gotten older, or have you always been sort of anti get on a plane?
I mean, I had 7 years of agoraphobia, so I missed half the 90s. I didn't hop on any planes. Yeah.
What?
Yes. I didn't go to my own shows.
That's cool. First of all, that's rock star shit. I like that.
It was baller. It was like my version of taking out the green M&Ms.
Yeah, that's brown only. What? Okay, hold on. This you're saying there was a period where you were fine to fly, and then one day it was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, flying wasn't the worst of it. I couldn't get on the subway.
So agoraphobic, like fear of leaving the house in general, for the most part.
It's just a general anxiety, and I was living in Williamsburg in the early days, 1989.
I wouldn't want to leave my house. I wouldn't want to leave my house either.
Back when Williamsburg was Williamsburg.
I was just like, I don't really want to leave. But anyway, thankfully I recovered from that. And partially I recovered because I was starting to do this commercial work. And I had to. Like, I was being offered a kind of money that I could not have conceived of. And it wasn't a lot, comparatively to, say what Mario Testino is pulling in. But for me, it was a lot.
Don't throw Testino under the bus here, okay? What, we got catching strays? I don't, But you're saying that the green pulled you out of your agoraphobic.
I'm saying that the green made me have to.
Yeah, you didn't have. Yeah,
it made me have to.
Or else you wouldn't have a home to hide inside of, right?
Yes, yes. Or else I'd be stuck in that Williamsburg apartment for the rest of my life.
You'd still be there.
Yeah.
I was hoping for some sort of strange therapy you had to go through, but you're saying just money.
I thought it was just going to be alcohol and drugs got me out of the house. That's what it was for me.
No, I'm the queen of moderation. I truly have. I'm not an addictive because I saw Sarah T. Portrait of an Alcoholic, on like after school program or something when I was little, and I was like,
stuck with you.
I was like, I get it. I will never do this.
Really?
Yeah.
So when's the last time you threw up in a toilet? From alcohol?
Yeah, not from herring. I was about to say.
Never. I don't think ever.
Ever?
I don't think ever.
Ever?
Why do you think I look so young?
I mean, you do. I was going to say I don't know your age, but based on your drive.
62.
Yeah, you do look
Really?
good. I'm not trying to gas you up. You do look good.
Amazing.
I understand.
What are you doing though? You're not washing your face with bar soap, are we? How old school are we?
No bar soap. No, I'm very sensitive skin. Just general products that a fabulous makeup artist named Yumi always gives me something after a shoot.
That's nice.
She dyes my eyebrows and she gives me some creams.
This is nice.
How often do you get a haircut on set?
Every time.
Nice. Because you keep your hair relatively short, that requires some maintenance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got really lucky because there's a really great hairstylist, James Pesci's, and he lives in Costa Rica, so it's really hard to work with him. But we did it. We did a
Can't
Giselle
do those haircuts
shoot.
remote over Zoom.
We did a Giselle shoot like a month ago, and I said, James, I'm trying to do this Sid Vicious thing, and it's got to be cut all the time. And so after the shoot, I did that shoot so fucking fast. We were finished at 3:00 because Giselle and I are the fastest humans in the world when it comes to fashion photography.
Oh.
And so James cut my hair, and then, the most fabulous thing happened, which is I had a shoot a month later in New York, and I just thought, I'm gonna see if James could be tempted. And in fact, he was, and he came over, so I got it cut again.
It does have a Sid Vicious feel to it now that you say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little puffy right now. It's probably a little ad rock, but...
I wasn't going to say that, but...
It is now that you say ad rock, wow.
But you're saying if you're going out...
Yeah, beastie down.
If you're going out, you'll put some product in it? Is that what you're saying, to give it a more...
I don't put the product. Okay. I don't put the product. It's not that I want it spiky. I just wanted it round.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because James said, well, that's funny because usually square is more masculine. And I said, James, who said I wanted to be masculine?
James was making an ass out of himself by assuming.
A round mushroom top haircut, that's sort of lesbian 101 right there. Strike fastball down the middle.
The thing is, like, everyone has their idea about hair and shape, and things have changed so much in boys' hair. Like, if you see all these TikTok boys with this sort of
mullet,
shaved sides, and it's now the time for curly brown hair. We've never had a time. This is our time. You see, like, guys getting perms, fluffing it up, puffing it up.
I wish I saw less of it. I wish I saw less of it. I'm really offended by that haircut.
That TikTok hair all fluffy in the front.
There's a name for it, and I always forget what it's called because I see these videos as well. And then I'm walking around Copenhagen, and that's every guy's got on big-ass jorts, some sort of bad loafer, and that haircut. And I'm always like, this haircut isn't necessarily flattering no matter how chiseled your jaw is.
I completely agree with you, and I have not at all done the shaved side thing. I am in a different genre, but my hair naturally lends itself to that kind of, I don't know, I see him as a cute, sensitive boy that has suffered with not having, like, hair that moves when he moves his head. And suddenly it's his time.
I looked it up. It's called the broccoli haircut.
Yes.
Right.
I would say that your hair, and this is the highest compliment that I could pay, is good and normal. You know what I mean? It's like it looks good.
It's a nice solid American haircut.
Exactly.
No horse shit.
But
it looks good.
Midwest haircut in the most positive way.
I mean, a point of pride for me is that my brother actually went to a lesbian barber at some point because he's like, I want to get good hair. And he has shown my haircut to his now Turkish barber in New Jersey. And, we talk about hair a lot and we'll compare our hair because we both have it.
What is the family hairline look? Is everybody blessed or is it?
It's good.
Nice.
Everyone, because my mom's father had hair. So all the boy cousins have a lot of thick hair.
That's nice.
We're all lucky. My brother's, 60 and he looks good.
The Harry Shores.
The Harry Shores. He plays guitar in a band called River.
Oh, okay.
This is his job, or this is his hobby?
No, his job is he runs marketing and events for Land Rover Jaguar in the North America. So
okay,
he's got the hair and the car.
Hairy and successful Shores. I like that.
I feel like I've met your brother. It's possible I've met your brother in my tanglings with Range Rover. No, that's not a joke.
I'm sure you have. He's the tall version of me, and he's a cool guy.
Does that mean that you have a Range Rover right now, or are you carless in the city?
No, I do have a parking space.
Okay.
And a license.
That's not the question we ask. We ask, do you have a Range Rover?
No. I sometimes think about that half range, the half Defender.
Yeah, the two-door Defender is the best one they make.
Yeah.
Two-door Defender is cute.
I
Very
really
cute.
like that, but I'm more attracted, sorry to say, to the Toyota Land Cruiser.
Okay.
Which I think is so cool.
So you're going against the family, but
your brother just clicked stop on this episode.
Well, my brother is just like, you're not going to get a car, so why don't you stop talking about it?
I'm surprised. I feel like I know a lot of people that are successful New Yorkers, and it feels like there's a point where you have enough money and you have enough space, and maybe you have a house somewhere that you drive to on the weekends, and a car becomes a necessary evil.
No, I mean, my girlfriend lives in Hudson, so...
Well, that's the gayest thing you've ever said.
I know. It's great.
I love Cafe Mutton. I'm assuming you've been there?
I have not been to Cafe Mutton. I've been to...
Mama.
What's the one? Little Deb's.
Yeah. I've been to Little Deb's.
Next door.
It's a competition of which one is more non-binary, and it's...
Gay, yeah. I know, I have to go to the Mutton.
Maybe both of them have a basket at the door with a collection of Afghans and like blankets that you can drape over your legs.
The thing is, I'm not like a big eater of offal.
Oh, okay.
Which I think they have a lot at the Mutton. But
that the name Mutton can scare you and throw you off if you're not a real offal eater. But I just go there and get the
Is it good?
The crepe pancakes. They're so good. Next time you're in town, get the pancakes. Smoke a little something in the parking lot. It's real nice.
How old is your girlfriend? Age appropriate?
My girlfriend is perfect age of 52.
That is it. That is.
That's a beautiful age. Still got 10 years on her.
Her name is Suzanne. She's an oral historian.
Nice.
She's very bright, very smart.
Oral historian. Don't say that to us. You can't. We can't. Don't do that. You're dangling.
Don't tee us up like that, Collier.
She runs the oral history summer school in Hudson, so you could take classes.
She teaches at the Nancy Reagan Oral School of History.
Right now, she's up at Columbia running a program.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me? Obviously, I'm familiar with oral history. I've read several. What is the syllabus if we sign up for her class? Exactly. What are we taking away?
Well, I mean, in her class, it's for people. It's sort of serious. That's the thing. Like if you think about, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering because it's like I'm under a lot of pressure to deliver it correctly. The book Chernobyl, that's an oral history.
We'll start light, sure.
Right? Well, that's at least the thing that turned into a TV show, so people know what it is. So oral history is about sort of collecting testimony, interviews by people who have lived lives that, need to be documented. And that could be, someone who won an Academy Award and it's their work, or it could be a social worker, or it could be a witness to something, or a police chief. And it's a kind of journalism and history mixed together. But basically, there's no editorializing. You're not steering the subject to tell you what you want them to tell you.
It's documenting the facts straight from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
I was going to say this sounds a lot like a podcast until that last part.
And presenting the audio.
Yeah.
Right? Not editing it. But I'll tell you my favorite oral history story, which is Norman Mailer's Executioner Song. Great book about the killer Gary Gilmore. He never met any of those people. He bought the oral history from someone who had covered that whole story. He bought the oral history and wrote a book about it.
Yeah, so the way that you would buy the rights to someone's life or someone's book, he bought the oral histories and then turned it around.
He's a nice history you have there. It would be a shame if somebody wrote a book based on it. But I mean, it's good that he paid the money and, it's a fair transaction.
He paid the money to the guy.
Yeah. How do you put a price on oral? You know what I mean?
I always think I give good oral, but it wasn't until I met Suzanne that I realized that it's about the give and take.
Okay.
That's a powerful thing to learn in any relationship. I was going to go either you were going to have an age-appropriate academic or a 30-year-old thought. I didn't know which way it was going to go. So I'm glad it went. It could go either way for anyone. That's not personal to you,
Have you looked at my
Yes, I have. Actually. I have.
Looked at your what? Your roster?
Yeah, your work can mean two different things in this scenario. You know what I mean?
Well, Chris is saying it either could have gone 52 in Hudson or 27 in Ridgewood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's
57 in Hudson is a dream come true.
Okay, what is your relationship to Hudson? Because I find it to be sort of a little too Brooklynified, like gay guy antique stores, but that's part of the charm.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't really know Hudson until I went to buy my brother a birthday present, and everything felt so twee and like perfect in an AI kind of way.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find a thing, and there's tons of men's shops there. It's the great thing about where Suzanne lives is that it's like off the main street, and so you start seeing a bit more of the kind of culture of the town. But Hudson's really interesting place because it's got multiple populations. It was a really working class town that's now totally gentrified, like Williamsburg. So, coming from Williamsburg, it is Williamsburg.
Upstate New York is crazy because I think people don't realize what it is, kind of. Like, obviously, when you're in these pockets where it's all, New Yorkers that have spent a lot of money to make it the way they want it. But then as soon as you get outside of that, you could be in Birmingham, Alabama. It does it like the vibe is the vibe can switch very quickly.
It's a quick drop off of change. I feel like COVID was a big part of New Yorkers discovering.
It definitely made the prices go up
everywhere else except for New York City.
You're not a beach person?
I love the beach. You kidding me? I just rented my ex-girlfriend's house in Cutchogue on the North Fork, and it just blew my mind. It's so I've mainly gone to the South Fork, and the North Fork is just magical.
Hold on. We're back up 1 second here.
Okay, the North Fork.
Was this house bought? This house was bought after your breakup, so you'd never been there before?
I had never been there before, but I'd seen pictures, and there was like a few dates that were available. So I grabbed them, and I went with my brother actually, because my girlfriend was away, and we were sitting at the pool because they had a pool, and he's like, I keep on thinking about, and I'll just say your ex-girlfriend, are you? And I said, weirdly, the only time I think about it is when I see that vase. That I found.
So you're saying there was a vase that maybe you had given as a gift or helped furnish?
There was a vase and an ashtray that I had bought for our house that didn't stay in our house.
Okay. You lost those.
I lost those. But no, I was just so happy. I was really happy that she had pulled that off. It's like so cool. Her and her wife had pulled off this house in Cutchogue.
Have you been married before?
No.
Okay. And lesbians, y'all stay friends? Is that the vibe?
Not. That's just some, if the walls could talk too.
Okay.
Okay. What percentage of exes are we still on, friendly enough terms where we're renting each other's homes?
I mean, I only have one ex that has a summer house. I will say this, lesbians do feel a pressure to stay friends and stay in touch. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's really hard. I've only had 2 really long-term relationships. And so those are the ones that, have been the most valuable and the trickiest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in good standing with both of them.
You have good lesbian credit. I feel it. Well, why do you feel like why do you feel like lesbians feel the need to remain friends afterwards? Just the sisterhood of it all?
Well, because there's not so many, and there's a lot of, they're in the community, so they're going to be at the party that you go to.
We're going to see each other again.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the Patti Smith reading, honey. We better become friends.
I don't know who's the first, lesbian that was like, I need to be friends with my girlfriend. Who was that lesbian? I don't know.
We need an oral history on this.
It wasn't Susan Sontag, I'm sure.
I mean, the trope I always hear about lesbians is that the joke is you bring a U-Haul on the first date. That's what I always hear all the time.
Yeah.
Because there's a quick cohabitation is what I've been. I don't know. Obviously, I'm asking if that is
I know a couple guys who act like lesbians.
Well, I think, to be honest, I think when people are younger, especially in cities, you do that because it's, everyone knows it's cheaper. It's cheaper to live with someone. But yeah, it is because lesbians process and talk about feelings and generally have a desire to have happily ever after and make a nest. I think it is not really, it is true. But I think also in 2026, there's a lot of lesbians out there in program, and they are trying to work on those attachment fantasies.
What kind of program are we talking about?
Program.
What do we mean by program?
Well, any of the 12-step programs have a chapter on attachment.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I feel like you have a good familiarity with the 12 steps, considering that you're not a person that's in it yourself.
I love the 12 steps. I'm in the program of the love someone else that has issues.
You like a fucked up. I got you. I understand.
I mean, not, I am in what would be called recovery. So no, I'm not going down that path anymore. But anyone that you meet, I think if you meet someone who's sexy and smart and has their shit together, there's also the deep, murky, shadowy stuff.
I try to tell this to my wife all the time. I'm like, baby, this is what you signed up for. It looks good on the outside, but on the inside, not as great.
Right. I mean, I just have to say Scorpio.
Okay.
So dating me is user error. That's on you for not recognizing this piece of fruit was bruised.
I just think that no matter what you encounter, I just actually heard Esther Perel say this real gem, which was that that people like to know the end of a story. So when they meet someone, they fill in the blanks because they're like, I want to know that this is going to be great.
So you make your own assumptions and plug them in.
I'm going to make it great.
Okay.
And then you make it great, and then you're attached to this idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Is that not like a mic drop?
That's classic Esther right there.
That's definitely true for Jason. I mean, definitely true for
But
Jason.
also I feel like you have a keen eye, and as well for photography and images, of course, but for these quotables and potables, I feel like you recognize these mic drop moments because you're a bit of a mic dropper yourself. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I did study journalism.
I know. I've got a couple quotes from the line. One of them: "Forever locked out of being able to exist as a spectacle." Here's my mic. I just dropped it.
Oh yeah, I mean that was.
Oh, that shit. Yeah, that's my word.
I know that's actually. I would be upset if that wasn't me.
That one, I'd be upset if it wasn't me.
So now, but you're existing as a spectacle a little bit now, right?
Well, in that in that project, in that book, it is like, I guess it is an alter ego in a way. But yeah, at 55, I started dancing, and I am not a dancer, nor am I a person that particularly thought I should be looked at. And that's why I was a photographer. But then I did this, crazy adaptation of a French Chantal Akerman film and danced it with all these great dancers. And so then there's a kind of proof of me as someone that I may or may not be.
It feels like participatory journalism in a way, but photographic. That's what
It's not an oral history; it's a physical history.
Well, I just always think of those stories, and then usually those are written. It's rare that those stories are told with pictures.
That's a really good point. I mean, I guess what I thought was the first thing was that I wanted to photograph a performance because I love all these, even not to break off, but Charlie XCX. I've been asked to photograph her a couple of times. It didn't work out. But every time I see her perform, I'm like, my head blows up. But when I see the photographs, it's not the same feeling. So I guess steering back to me in the performance, I wanted to photograph a performance. And then I was like, I want to make the pictures fully before I photograph them. So I got to be in it. I just wanted to be whatever, that person that carried it through, because I wanted to own it all. I didn't want to document somebody else.
I mean, I like that you're refreshingly honest about it, because somebody could look at it as I'm trying to make this thing about me, or I'm trying to take this work and put it through my lens for more adoration and less for I guess, you were talking about preserving the queer histories and taking these things, and if you don't repurpose them and put them out, then they'll sort of fall through the cracks to never really be seen again. And I think it's cool. Have you wondered where this work will go? Who is going to transform it next for the next generation?
Yeah, I want dance companies to want to dance it.
But if you adapted a film that features an infamous lesbian scene that's sort of long form and clinical, you turn it into a ballet. Maybe next it's a podcast or something. You know what I mean? Or next it's it could take on any form of art.
I mean, the fact that I don't have a podcast is shocking, right?
Well, I think we're all learning that in real time as this episode continues.
You've thought about it a lot, I can tell.
Well, no, I just remember when I started at SVA in the first year of their media journalism program, where they didn't really have anything but a newsroom. I was picked as the person who had the best radio voice. I always thought, I could do a late night. I could do a phone sex. I could do a late night radio. I love to chat.
This could be your third act. You're the Hudson Valley NPR late night
I'm sure
call-in
I'm
show?
sure you apply this. I mean, making the subject comfortable and relaxed and chatty that's 80% of the job.
Exactly. Yeah, I do what you do, just without a microphone. But if someone puts a microphone in my hand, I don't want to give it back.
Sure. Sure.
It's like, bring the hook.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to bring the hook to
Yeah,
get me
get
out.
me
Okay,
out.
so whenever they put the lav mic on you and they're going to take it, the shoot's done, we're just going to take this right, and you're like, no,
No, please.
I'm good.
Let's just go 5 minutes.
Can I wear
over.
the lav during lunch? I won't talk.
I'll wear it to the bathroom. You can keep recording. I don't care. It's fine.
But the risk, of course, is saying the wrong thing.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
no, never done that.
You guys don't have to worry about that.
Oh, yes, we do.
Why do you?
I wrote to you that my brother used to say, "Oh, you're like Howard Stern," and it was sort of the nicest, meanest thing he ever said, because he loves Howard Stern. But
Sure, we all love Howard, but Howard's had many faces.
Yeah. This one example. Don't go down this road, or you'll become 100 multi-millionaire, world famous, most famous radio personality of all time. This seems like a good thing.
I mean, I love.
It's like, watch out! Don't go playing basketball. You might end up like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, like, I'm like my own raw material, and I have like a lot of good impulses, and then I have what comes into my head, and so I'm very aware of not getting in trouble.
Maybe you're too aware. Like you have.
No.
You've never even barfed
no,
in the toilet.
Jason,
We
no,
say
don't.
awful stuff, and we get away with it because you kind of own it. You would get away with it as well, and also if you say something truly terrible, like Hitler had some good ideas, you got the editor.
Yeah, I mean, I really do a lot to not do Anne Frank jokes.
That's good, because some people can't
so maybe
resist.
you are nastier than we realize. Okay.
I will say that we've learned over the years of doing How Long Gone to sort of, I would say, self-edit on the fly. Let's say you sort of learn where the lines are pretty quickly, I would say, when you're talking 3 hours a week, sort of unfiltered. You would be surprised how quickly you learn what works, and it becomes subconscious.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's there are like important relationships that you don't want to tank because it feels really fun and exciting to just say something.
I've tanked some.
I mean, I was just telling my brother, oh, I miss those days when Howard was with his first wife, because she was this amazing foil for this like obnoxious, and you were just like, wow, she just stays. She gets him.
And that's what creates good energy. If you have, a Howard and a wife who's just agreeing with everything, nobody wants to hear two people agreeing on stuff. It's not entertaining.
Like many of our greats, I think Howard might have suffered from making too much money. It's tough. It's tough to be.
Yeah.
It's when you have that kind of money.
You can relate.
Me, I can't. Collier, you can relate.
No, not you, Chris. Not you.
I was like, I cannot relate at all. At all. I'm broke always. Okay, so this dancing though, I want to get back to this because this seems very when did you feel like free doing it? Like, how deep into the process did it take you to mentally like let go and really be in the flow state?
I mean, it was almost immediate because also I started it when
2019, I believe.
2019, which was a breakup for me of an 8-year relationship with a great person. But it was a difficult relationship towards the end, and I could have never danced because she would have just made fun of me. Like I think I had the idea, but and so I went into it. I hired a friend who's a dancer to kind of give me some lessons, and I immediately was like, "Oh my God, I can be as angry and crazy as I need to be in this space, and that's going to make whatever I'm doing better." And so I kind of, it's a real measuring stick. Nobody knows, but it's a total measuring stick of where I was in all these different, emotional states: happy, unhappy, in love, brokenhearted, which really traces what the original film is about, where you see someone kind of, miserable and brokenhearted and obsessive. and then finally gets to this, like, you know, the holy land of back in the bed with someone they desire. And, you know, it's
hey, babe, it's Saturday. You want to go back to the Holy Land? I know it's you know.
just like the thing that you wanted more than anything, and you get it, and then, you know, the movie's over. So that seemed like a great thing to dance.
Yeah.
And I was when I was reading that, there's a couple prompts that you like I guess like verbal prompts of how a dancer should dance in this particular scene. One of them, your body is a mattress, which feels a little,
Yes.
you know, I guess that's John Mayer and Charlie XCX combined maybe. And then the one I liked a lot is instructing somebody to argue with elegance, which seems like I just want to turn myself inside out just thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like interpreting gestures. So if you watch a film, and we're talking about an experimental French film where often not much happens.
Yeah.
And
nothing worse than an experimental French film, am I right?
So just like to give you like a bird's eye view, there's a scene where Chantal Akerman is sitting at a table and she's looking with desire at her ex-lover, and she reaches her hand over and starts fingering the buttons on her blouse and unbuttoning them. And the ex-lover's head is kind of shaking. And it's that classic, you know, no and yes.
Hey, whoa. Hey, we get consent here on How Long Gone. Whoa.
So if you imagine that table and that arm and the unbuttoning, make a dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like, that's a perfect place to start a dance. And so that's what I did with the whole piece. I mean, including, you know, there's 1/3 of that movie involves a truck driver who drives her, you know, picks her up on the road and drives her to the ex-lover's house. And there's implied sex between those two people. So there's a straight, you know, third of the movie.
Thank God. We get to see some pole.
I danced with, they described the pole. I danced with a male dancer, Vincent Fraley, and in my mind, I was like dancing. You're having sex with someone that is a different gender than you're used to, and you're going to bring this energy. This is my projection. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And then suddenly I'm up in the air in his arms. That's the dance.
What an image.
A big, strong man.
He's a big, strong man. I never understood men and their power until I was up in the air.
Hey, hell yeah. Welcome back, baby. Okay, we almost got you. We were this close.
Yeah, my version of that is I'm the guy at Whole Foods who hands the thing at the top shelf that you can't reach.
Yeah. I mean, I've always used men in a pedestrian manner, but
not surprised.
Never use them to literally lift you up with a power that you don't have as a woman.
Exactly.
I do want to talk about your style on set. You know, if I were to ask maybe a studio manager, a longtime assistant, how do you think they would describe your demeanor when it's your show, no matter who the subject is?
Style of work, not outfit, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I like to think it's kind of like well, I mean, I just think it can't be beat. But that
well, it's industry standard, top.
But that
class.
took me a long time. The first 10 years of shooting, I felt like, you know, if a woman walked into the studio and saw me, she would be disappointed that I wasn't Jürgen Teller.
Even though you got the same glasses, it just ain't the same.
It's just not the same. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that like.
You have some German history though, don't you?
Well, I dated a German for 20 years.
Okay, so you're honorary.
Yes. But you don't wear hot pink booty shorts and hide behind trees, is what you're saying.
No. And actually, you know, Jürgen's not my like
North Star.
There's a history of fashion photographers that are, you know, like that guy in Blow Up or something. But I got over that and, you know, accepted myself as a great hostess. And, you know, a shoot with me is like, you're not hungry, you're not cold, you are not standing in heels when you don't have to be. You get to leave at 5:30. You've had a great conversation. You look great in the pictures.
You're not wondering if your car got towed. You're not wondering when you're going to get paid. It just feels good.
Yeah, there's just, you know, I don't know what other people's sets are like, but, I'm very friendly and I'm very fast and I really care and I really love photography. And I think that's, translates.
That comes through.
Has that ever been at odds of like really caring and then being really fast? Have you ever gone in and like, all right, we got the shot, and they're like, that's it? This feels like there should be more?
No.
Okay.
No one needs there to be more.
Everyone is happy when we got the shot.
It's kind of like the shot can be short, but like passionate.
Yeah.
Like I don't phone in anything. And if I did, like my body would probably feel better after work.
Longer doesn't always mean better.
No, longer means people are tortured and I'm cranky.
And
I have ADHD. So like by 4:00, I like to tell people I'm fast, but I can't be fast like this for 12 hours. It's like a battery counter. There's like a certain amount that exists in me. I could spread it out, or I could do it in 7 hours.
However you want to slice it, but we only got this many. This is how big the pizza is.
The bell goes off.
Well, I'm at this point, I'm sure you've been photographed by some of your peers or people maybe you looked up to at some point. Is that fair to say?
The only person, I guess, like Brigitte Lacombe took a picture of me, and she made me look like I was in L'Homme Vogue. Like I was like, fuck. I am approaching Richard Gere here. I'm
okay.
So,
see, that's okay.
Kind of interesting, though.
That's a good feeling. I imagine when that's usually your job to have the tables turned, that's probably a great feeling.
Yeah, I photographed Annie Leibovitz recently.
Oh.
And, I was, as you can imagine.
It's a mother off.
I was apprehensive. I was excited.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I just wasn't sure what that would be like. And it was trending. She would be having a little control. But then when I got there, suddenly she was kind of like, okay, here I am. What do you want to do? And
let's see what you got, bitch.
Yeah. And I was like, I know how to shoot you. I can shoot you. And of course, it's really difficult because she's so iconic that you take a picture and you feel like, well, that looks like a picture that she's taken
I've seen before,
of herself.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, sure.
But we did a bunch of pictures in a mirror together, which was really cool.
Meaning you're visible in the picture with the camera?
Yeah, like I was taking the picture into a mirror and we were next to each other. And, it was kind of a dream come true and a testament to my ability to make friends at work.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine that is intimidating in some way, but I'm glad she let go and let God. In this case, you're God, I guess.
And I thought she was like actually super sexy,
Okay.
Like she's in really good shape. She does a lot of yoga and it's like baller. We were in Bryce Marden's old studio overlooking the Hudson River that she had just bought and wasn't even decorated yet. She hadn't even shot in it.
Real estate mogul Annie Leibovitz strikes again. Here we go.
Yeah, I was just like, everything I've heard is true.
That's good. That's cool. I mean, I just feel like, now is there a time you can remember where you were intimidated?
By who?
By the subject.
No. I mean, maybe Jodie Foster. It's not intimidated. It's kind of like you want the person to like you and you want to be able to figure out how to make the best picture of them that ever existed.
Sure.
Because you want them to say, this was the best day of my life. And often they do.
Often they do. The Schorr effect, as they say.
Often they do.
Well, I do think, I guess intimidated maybe isn't the right word, but I guess there's some people, especially if you've loved their work and have for years, that it becomes a different thing in your own mind, sort of, before you get there.
Yeah, it's such a step-by-step thing. So there are places like, shooting Michelle Obama in the White House I was intimidated. She's like over 6 feet tall and we're in the White House.
Big Mike.
It was a physical intimidation. It had nothing to do.
Overwhelming. But the minute I have the camera,
you're good.
And I'm taking a picture, it's like, it switches, where at first I was calling her Mrs. Obama. And then I was just like, Michelle, over here. Okay, look at me, Michelle. And that wasn't like presumptuous of me. It was just like my mindset. But, Barbara Streisand was a little intimidating. when she started to tell me how to light.
Well, I figured I thought she might have her own people for that, or at least her own retoucher, a skin person.
But also, was Barbara right about the lighting?
No.
Like, I feel like she's been on set.
No, well, she said, "Oh, usually I do this," and I turned the screen and I showed her what I did, and she said, "Oh, okay."
You shut her ass right up. Sit down.
Well, I had a question. You mentioned being ADD as somebody who's sort of obsessive. ADHD. Sorry,
Jason.
Do you feel like you obsess more over the lighting before a shoot or the edit after the shoot?
Both. If anything, the lighting, I mean, because I come from like the film time, so there wasn't that much retouching when I first started. And so you had to get the light. And I would be so embarrassed on set with a screen if the light didn't look amazing. Like, I'm too needy of approval and validation.
You mean with a monitor, with like somebody looking at the... Yeah.
Yes. I really I love that. I love the applause,
Oh, you want the applause before a picture's even been taken.
Yeah.
You want the lighting to be set.
I mean, that's real photography. You go up and you open the shutter and all the work has already been done.
I literally can't handle if it doesn't look good. If the person doesn't look good, I just can't handle it.
I mean, that means you care.
There's a trend. I think there is a trend now of sort of unflattering, and maybe there always has been, but sort of like unflattering pictures being sort of considered more like real and raw. Yeah. And I don't have any interest in that myself. I'm with you. I like, you want people to look good. That's sort of the whole point.
You want them to look good, but you want them to look like them. So the raw thing I'm interested in is, shadows on the wall or texture of skin. Like, I do yearn for pictures from a time in which you can feel the kind of presence of people. But I don't get off on making someone look like Ratchet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's something beyond just like, what if Pamela Anderson wasn't wearing makeup?
I mean, I shot Pam like a couple of months ago, and she said, look, I was interested in not wearing makeup. It doesn't mean I'm not interested in ever wearing it. But it was a fucking relief to shoot her because I knew I didn't have to make her look like she was 30 years old. And she looked so beautiful. It was like,
she looks amazing. It's really powerful, actually.
Yeah.
And talk about somebody who knows how to have their picture taken, right?
She knows how to have her picture taken, and she becomes an actress when she's doing it, and you become her director, and that feels like it's the only relationship in her life. It was truly a revelation to work with her.
Gotta slide into those DMs, sure.
Who do you think you've shot the most, like, consistently, as far as like a musician or an actor?
I guess Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Love Kristen.
Because I shot her when she was 16 for Interview, and then I've shot her, a bunch of times.
You did those? Were those pictures? What were those? There was a zine, wasn't there?
That was something that we did later. We made a zine.
Yeah. That was with O32C?
Yes.
She was wearing, what t-shirt was she wearing? She was wearing a really good
Get
t-shirt.
Off My Dick.
Get Off My Dick. Yes. Those are great. I have that somewhere. Those are great pictures.
A classic.
Yeah.
BC Boys shirt.
Yes. Like, that was the magic of, we were kind of talking about this film that she did based on the J.T. Leroy story, written by Savannah Knoop, who played the fictional.
I think about J.T. Leroy all the time and how that came, and it was so crazy big, and now people don't even know what it is. It's unbelievable how big it was.
It was so insane that could happen.
Yeah.
So we just got together, the three of us, at Savannah's apartment and interviewed each other and made pictures. No PR, no publicist knew. And then I just said to O32C, I've got this. Do you want it? And they were like, we already printed the magazine. We can do a cover and we'll make that into a zine and put it in the magazine.
Well, for them, it's like, well, yeah, you're showing up like, hey, you want this? I mean, they're going to figure out a way to take it.
Yeah, I gave them the best thing. And then, of course, we did the Rolling Stone pictures, which was, I guess a defining moment in my career, just because I've never shot something that I know of that's been on like late night talk shows. As
the sort of like, we're going to bring this out.
Right.
Yeah.
People were talking about that. She's wearing like a jock strap with her hands down her pants and a leather vest. Like it's a lot for a Rolling Stone cover.
It's a lot for the country.
Yeah.
It was a lot for men. I think men just could not. I think men couldn't understand.
It took me longer to come watching these photos than normal. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Well, I think it was just a gateway to like being a fag for straight men. Like if straight men see that picture, they're like, oh.
Hold on.
Like, no, wait just a gosh darn second. I'm feeling things.
Yeah,
I'm
this
in
is making me
fantasy
feel
land
weird
right now,
and
I
good.
don't like
I find Kristen Stewart deeply
Yeah.
attractive, and I think that a lot of men feel that way. No matter what what the vest story is, I think it's like she has something.
Right.
She has a pull to her. They're like a lot of people of that caliber have. They have something that you're really drawn to.
There's very few actors who are cool.
But people like Kristen across the board in a way I've never seen that many different kinds of people respond to that person.
Yeah.
It's just is.
To go from Twilight at that young age to now, every box is checked, and she's still in her 30s.
I would say she's a winner.
Yeah, she's. Well, I think it can only go
Great
up.
last name. I see her around the east side of LA all the time. We're kindred spirits.
She taught me how to play golf.
Wow, I didn't think this could get any more lesbian, but you somehow found a way.
No, I was like, okay, because she wrote me and she said, look, I've got an idea for a shoot and I don't want to do it if it's not with you. And I said,
works every time.
What's the idea? And she said, I want to be a macho slut in the gym. I said,
say less.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And then I said, and I want you to teach me how to play golf after.
Is Kristen Stewart a low-key good golfer?
Yeah, I think she has a team. They have tattoos.
Okay.
She took me to a driving range and showed me how to do that. And I think she's a very serious golfer. Like she's very committed to it.
That's a nice wrinkle that I would not have expected.
I'm looking up Kristen Stewart golf photos online, and they do not disappoint. I think she's playing at Griffith Park. It shows her.
Yeah, that's where we went. The driving.
Yeah, she's on. There's literally a photo of her practicing her putting with a cigarette in her mouth and a Modelo beer on the ground. Looks like a homeless guy just wandered onto the golf course. That's what I'm saying. But since it's Kristen Stewart, you're like, let's do it.
That's hot. That's hot for everybody.
Yeah, she's even got the sneakers.
Yeah. She's wearing a Ben Davis jacket and some Reebok sneakers or something. It's too good.
You gotta have some.
I've seen these before.
You gotta have some spikes.
Because I like to do the thing full circle.
In what
there's
sense?
No halvesies for me. Well, like I really, I want to really engage with the person and I want to engage with the thing that they're willing to do and the thing that they want to communicate. And so some people, they really, and that's why I mentioned, that's why I've shot her so many times, because there's things that she wants to say and put in the world. And I generally am interested in those things. And that's what can be so great about doing the work. Like I've been working with Sam Smith for a year on their album, and we did like maybe 7 shoots, which is like unheard of for like when you do a record campaign, you usually just do one day. But we had this whole ramp up because they were saying, I'm going to give you my record. So you should know me.
I mean, the more involved it is, the better the final product should be.
So as somebody who likes to shoot fast, was 7 different shoots for the album cover a little excessive even for you? What's going on?
Well, we did like PR shots and we did pictures for singles.
Yeah,
that's the thing now.
No, nowadays you have to, there's a lot of assets that you have to create. Not
Spotify exclusive, cover. Apple Music exclusive. Yeah. I mean, it never ends.
There's all kinds. I mean, I did all that with Brandi Carlile in one day. I was exhausted, but we made 1 million pictures, and you'll see them scattered about.
Yeah,
they get distributed.
Yeah, we just had a Role Model, that the singer. He's on the episode that comes out right before yours. But my wife works with him, and the album. It's the album. It's the Spotify. It's the this. It's the that. It's just
it's
look after look,
everything.
like 18 months full of images get cranked out in a day.
Right, and I like that. Because I like to know whenever I see a Brandi picture, it's going to be by me.
You got your stamp on it.
I see that bitch. It better be my picture. Goddamn,
hands off.
It better be mine. You know what's funny? We were in Jason. We did How Long Gone at Wilco does a festival in Mexico, and Brandy Carlisle also does a festival in Mexico, and it was at a different resort the same weekend. And
she did that gay thing, right?
And let's just say we could tell the difference at the airport in Cabo. You know what I mean? Of who was going where.
I know. I should have gone to that. That looked very Dinah Shore.
It's very Dinah Shore with worse food, if that's possible, than Palm Springs.
You would be staying off site, I think.
Yeah.
I think I would need to be like in the VIP pen.
There's a place.
There's a beautiful Four Seasons, just a 18-minute golf cart.
Yeah,
away.
we saved you a seat over at the Four Seasons. All right, Collier. Look, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. It was fun having you on How Long Gone.
Had a blast, I gotta say.
I'm just like, how can I find this mojo again in my life with you guys?
Hang out with more straight guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The missing puzzle.
You're neglecting us, actually. It's funny. We don't usually get neglected, but I'm feeling that.
Maybe now
from
you're
you.
exposing me to the rest of the bro community.
Exactly.
You know what? I think our bro community will know your work, but they maybe won't know your personality, and that's what we're going to expose them to.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Our pleasure. Actually, I met you a while ago. I was at Four Horsemen with my wife, and my wife is she's a stylist. She's a huge fan of yours, and she bought you a drink.
Yeah.
It was maybe like 4 years ago.
That was my birthday.
Okay.
Wow.
I had just come back from seeing Tar.
And knowing that you're a teetotaler, you dumped the drink, I'm assuming?
No, we had the
Just
drink.
kidding.
That was so kind. Please tell her hello. I
will.
You did seem familiar.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how long
I
ago
really
that was.
appreciated
Yeah,
that.
of course. It was cool. So it's nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too. When will this thing air, and how the hell are you going to edit it?